Mourinho is without his best striker and his captain and his leader, and he's also without Heung-Min Son, who some might say is his second best striker. And he's got to play Lucas Moura and Steven Bergwijn up front. Those guys are not forwards. I mean, or they're wide forwards at best. So that's his excuse. So deal with it. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way that they could have played this game.
Really?
And Mourinho's vindicated.
Surely it can't be. I mean, I don't care that no manager never had two of his best players or his two best players out for a big game and had to find another way.
It's not just two best players, it's just two attacking players.
Yeah.
The squad was short on strikers to begin with.
Yeah.
And now they're both gone.
Okay, but in January, you knew that Kane was out for the rest of the season, pretty much, let's say. Okay, you still had Son, but you still thought, maybe another striker would be good there. And
they tried, didn't they?
How hard did they try? They didn't sign anyone in the end. They signed
it is true. It's weird.
You
would have thought they could spend the Bergwijn money on a striker, right?
Instead of another wide player. Then you play him centrally. I still think that even without Son and Kane, you play with so much negativity in a game like Saturday. I know it's away, but I was watching Lo Celso, and I'm a big Lo Celso fan, and not just because he was in PSG. He looked like he really didn't want to play that game in that position, out on the right-hand side with Tanganga behind him. And every time he got the ball, there was just no options for him to pass the ball to apart from backwards or sideways. And you're like, what's the point of playing that game then? Why is the point of playing that game like this? Wouldn't you rather try to win it and lose it? And he said, do you know what? I had no Son, no Kane, but we still tried. We play Lucas and Bergwijn up front together centrally, not one wide and one centrally. And we tried. But, we were a bit short.
It did seem, I think, especially against that back three, his approach just seemed weird. And I don't have a problem with people playing defend and counter. That's fine.
Yeah.
But to do it away from home when you go down a goal relatively early, it just seems like you need to come up with a plan B. You need to come up with something better, because all those balls you hit over the top, when you've got Azpilicueta and Rudiger back there, those guys can generally deal with it.
Yeah.
It's not like Lucas Moura and Bergwijn are road runners. I mean, they're quick players, but they're not Usain Bolts here.
No, definitely.
So it just seemed one-dimensional.
And again, Lo Celso is your best player. He's been your best player for the last month or so, right? And you play him in a position that is just. This is just not a position for him. And he's your best passer, probably. And instead, I've got Harry Winks trying to pass the ball forward. The thing he can't do is pass the ball forwards. And he's playing that position where Lo Celso should be in there, shining, especially in that sort of game plan, if you could call that a game plan.
Did you understand, also, can you help me, Serge Aurier?
No,
not
doesn't
playing.
Make any sense.
Dele Alli?
I can get that one because of what happened in the Champions League against Leipzig and his reaction to being subbed off, and Mourinho wanted to make a point.
So what is the point that if you make a point to Dele Alli, you don't play him at all? You don't just drop him for a game that I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to put trust in the man management of the person, but this just seems like an odd way to do it, because I think Dele Alli could have given you something different from an attacking perspective. I almost would have preferred that. Leave if you still want to be uber defensive, that's fine. But then play take out one of the either Bergwijn or Moura and play Dele Alli plus one.
Yeah.
Dele can. We've seen him. The guy's an attacking player. He scored loads of goals a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, and you can
try
also
something
tell him,
like that.
Yeah, and you can tell him, you know what? I didn't like your reaction, but I understand it.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Show me now. You've got a chance. It's a big game. You scored 2 goals there last season, and we won.
Could this blow up in his face?
I mean, I think. But like we always said, he's so predictable. He signs, he's smiley. Everybody say, yeah, great. A few good results, and look at this and look at that, and he's different. I've learned so much in 11 months when I was without a job, and I did punditry, and I did this, and I did that, and look at me, and then you start going like, it's not that great anymore. And now it's like, come on, what is the dude doing?
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.